This is the Ryobi 18 volt 1 plus HP brushless 1/2 inch hammer drill. This is the PBLHM101B, so that's the model number there. Now we're gonna do a test or demo, but first, we're gonna do that a little later in the video, but first we're gonna go over the features and specs real quick, then we're gonna do some demos and show this thing in action, right? So, also check the link in the description to see where you can pick up this same tool. I'm going to try to put a link to either Amazon or Home Depot or somewhere. Check the link in the description. I'm going to try to put a link to where you can pick this up. So anyways, this is Ryobi's 18 volt 1 plus system. So it can use batteries like this one. Now it doesn't have to be this specific battery, but this is a good choice. It says 6 amp hour. You can get like a 4 amp hour battery or lower and it'll still work. But this is a great choice. It'll last a whole lot longer and it's just better. So it's a great battery. But in any case, make sure that you have a battery. So if you're buying just the tool, you're gonna have to buy a battery separate or already have one at home. So I bought just the tool because I had multiple batteries at home, so I'm not worried about that. But do pay attention to that. If you don't already have a battery, make sure you're buying one with a battery or get the battery separately. You can get these in a kit with a battery and with a charger, or you can get these just as the tool, so pay attention to what you're buying and what you need. So there's that. Now this has a brushless motor for increased efficiency and longer lifespan. Now the brushed version is not going to be as good, but realistically it's probably going to be fine for most use cases, and you're going to get plenty of use out of it, especially for like home use or DIY use. But the brushless motor is better, so if you're not on a budget, or it's not even that much more. This one was actually, I think I got this on a special deal where it was even cheaper than the brushed version. I think they're coming out with a newer, I'm not sure, I should be more on top of what they're doing, but I think they're coming out with a newer version of this same tool, and that's why this was so discounted, but I'm not sure if that, don't quote me on that, I'm not sure if that's the case. If it is, I'll have to be looking into that. But anyways, this has up to 750 pounds of torque, and it has 0 to 31,000 BPMs, that's blows per minute. So as the drill is actually hammering into things, so as it rotates, the drill actually hammers into things, and the number of blows per minute is the number of hammers it does per minute, and that's 31,000 BPMs or blows per minute. So that's a lot. It's almost like a vibration. It doesn't hammer in far. It's almost like it's just vibrating in that direction to help like break up concrete or brick or whatever you're drilling into. So it has a 2-speed gearbox. So you can select the gearbox over here. So you have 2 and 1, right? So 1 is going to be for low and 2 is going to be for high. So low is going to give you 0 to 500 RPMs, and high is going to give you from 0 to 2,100 RPMs. Now there is obviously a direction selector, right? So let me pop the battery back in here, and yeah, I'm trying to reach around the camera to do this, so bear with me. Yeah, I have a camera right here. And okay, so direction selector right here, this button right here. So you can, this will be one direction. You can put it in the middle to be locked, or you can put it in the other direction, right? So this is gonna be reverse, and this is gonna be locked, and then push it over this way. This is forward, right? So forward, reverse, and locked, right? So pretty simple standard drill functionality. I think that's even on other brands of drills, definitely on all the Ryobi stuff. That's how this thing works, pretty standard, right? But I'm trying to point out all the features on this thing. So it has a keyless ratcheting metal chuck. Nice metal chuck here, not plastic like some of the lower end models or like some other brands. So that is pretty nice. And it has a 24 position clutch for full control while drilling and driving. So you got a few different modes on here. So 24 positions, 22 of those are for drive mode. Even though this is a hammer drill, you can still use it for regular drilling and regular driving. So you can even drive screws with a hammer drill. And so 22 of the 24 modes are for driving, right? So you have, these will, they protect you from like stripping the screws and stuff. So you have different cutoff levels. After having a certain amount of resistance, it'll just stop turning. But you have 0 up through Yeah, you have numbers 1, 2, 3 up through 22. So 1 through 22, right? And then you have drill mode right here. So this is going to be regular drilling, like drilling through metal or wood or whatever else without the hammering action. And then you have that thing that looks like a hammer right there for hammering mode. So you got, so that's, you know, positions 1 through 22 are going to be driving mode. Then you have 23 is drilling mode and 24 is hammer mode, right? Now, you also have a switch or trigger. Now, switch this on to drill mode here. Now, the trigger, just this thing here. Now, this is pressure sensitive, so depending on how much you pull it, you can pull it just a little bit and have it turn really slowly, or you can pull it really hard and have it spin at full speed, right? Depending on how, so pressure sensitive, right? So that's pretty nice. It's also kind of standard, kind of a normal thing to expect. Even on like impact drivers, the impact driver I just did a video on also does that. I don't think with the same precision, but also has that feature on the trigger, right? So also it comes with this, oh, before I mention the handle, the LED light here. So the LED work light, when you pull this, it lights up, and that's meant to aim for right for the area that you would be drilling or driving. So it has this nice light, and after you pull the trigger, it stays lit for a little while, which is kind of convenient. It'll turn off by itself in just a bit. And as I mentioned before, battery's not included, at least not for this one. I got just the tool, not the battery, so pay attention to that. Now, it also comes with this nice handle here, so you can hold here, but it also comes with this handle here. It's optional, but it's great for really driving into something tough. Now, this handle, you see how this clips on over here? Has a clip on each side. You have to fit it into the right place and then tighten it in. Let me just go ahead and adjust my camera just a little bit for this so you can see it a little bit better. All right, so to take this off, to put this on and off, you actually rotate this, right? So you can twist this like this, and it slides off, right? So this thing it functions like that, right? It can clip on like this. Now, if you want to tighten it and have it stay in like that, you just rotate this thing there, and it's stuck. Rotate it out like that, and there. So that's how you clip that on. You clip this on here, make sure it's lined up, and then tighten it, right? So just by rotating it, and you see these little pads right here, these metal pads right here, they fit right in this little pad right here, right in that little indentation, and in this little indentation right here. So now let's take a look at this from this side. So you have like your label telling about like voltage and all the details and specs and stuff like that. You got the back of it. You got the other side and the front, right? There's your chuck. What else are we going to go over with this? All right, so let's talk about some applications, some things you might do with this real quick. I feel like this is kind of relevant. I know everyone wants to see the demo of this. I'm going to jump through a bunch of demos and how I do stuff, but first let's go over some of the stuff you might use this for. Now, all right, so for drill mode, so if you're in drill mode, torque adjustment's not active. Now you can be in either low or high speed. Here's a few things you might use it for. Lag screws up to 3/8 of an inch in diameter by 1 to 1/2 inch long. You also use a hole saw up to 2 inches, spade bits up to 1.5 inch, and drill bits up to 1/2 inch, drilling into metal, and concrete screws. That's all going to be in drill mode on either low or high. Now, once you're in drive mode, if you're in low speed on drive mode, so let's see, activated when selecting 1 through 22 on the torque adjustment ring. That's this guy right here, torque adjustment ring. That's a term that they use for that. So in modes 1 through 22, you're gonna be in drive mode, and you can either be in low speed or high speed. And so in low speed, you could do like deck or wooden screws up to 3 inches, and you could do self-tapping screws. If you're in high speed, you could do deck or wood screws up to 2 inches, and also small screws or delicate work that requires more control, right? So once you're in hammer mode, the torque adjustment is not active. You're in hammer mode. You're going to be doing that at high speed, not low speed. So that's going to be high speed hammer mode, and you're going to be drilling into masonry or concrete. That would be like bricks, rocks, cinder blocks, think concrete, stuff like that. You're gonna be doing it high speed hammer mode. All right, so those are the different modes. All right, now we're gonna demo this. We're gonna start out with brick, then we're gonna do concrete and stone. So brick was by far the easiest, and I have this masonry drill bit here, and we're gonna go ahead and drill right through this, and we're gonna do 3 holes. Here's the first. And there you go. You see that went through really smoothly. This is just an old brick I happen to have. And you see there's the hole. It goes all the way straight through. You can see all the way through to the other side. So we're going to try this zoomed in a little bit more. And there we go, one more easy hole. So let's take a look, and we can see this one goes all the way through. So now we have 2 holes going straight through this brick, right? So straight through. So next one, we're gonna zoom out a bit I just wanted to get another angle here, do some full testing. And there you go, 3rd hole in the brick. And just to show you here, so we feel like we have a complete test, you can see all 3 holes straight through. And for this next one, we are going to do some concrete. So this is an old concrete block that I found, and I'm going to drill straight through it. It's a little tougher than brick. Brick was super easy. This is going to take a little bit more effort, but it's still pretty easy to cut right through this. So let's just jump right in and start drilling. And you can see there when we actually broke through the other side. So we have a hole clean through, and I'm going to turn this just so, well, we're going to take a look in there, but then I'm going to turn this so you can see where it came through the back and how thick it actually is. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of like an L-shaped block. You can see there near where that leaf is right there. You can see where that hole came straight through. And here it is from this side again. We're going to poke at it a little so you can see straight through. You can see the ground on the other side. My finger can barely fit in there. All right, so next test is stone. This is a block, but it is made of stone. I think it's granite or something. It's a whole lot harder, and I'm not going to make it all the way through, but let's give it a try. And you can see there, that's how far I've made it so far. So I'm going to try to get a close-up on this to show you how deep that actually is. So you can see it's barely made any progress at all, right? Not too far in there. So we're going to try a little bit more. All right, so here it is. Little bit deeper, but still not much. You'd have to work on this pretty good while, and I have no real reason to put a hole in that, so it's not really worth continuing. So I'm going to go ahead and try another rock. In this case, I was hoping this would be easier to cut through. It's not, though. And we're going to keep going a little bit more on this rock just to see. And that's it for this one. So I'm going to try to I'm going to zoom in here and get a close-up shot of that just to show you how far I made it. Now, I'm sure I could get through the whole thing, but this is about as far as I care to go with this one. I'm not going to just sit there and drill through the whole thing, but that's as far as I got with this drill bit and this drill. And one more rock, but it's basically the same thing with this next one. So I thought these second rocks would be softer, but it turns out not. And that's it for our testing. So obviously brick is the easiest, then concrete, and stone is pretty tricky. But hopefully you found this interesting watching. All right, so remember to check the link in the description to see where you can pick up this same tool. I'm gonna try to put this same tool or as close as I can get to it. It's gonna either be like an Amazon link or Home Depot link. I'll have to see. But yeah, check the link in the description, and you might also want to check out the related video you should be seeing on the screen any second now, or might already be there. I'm not sure about the timing for that, but check out that video. And also remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, because we're covering a lot more great tool content, and we're reviewing and demoing and comparing different competing tools and stuff. And there's a lot of tools, so you don't want to miss out on this. We have a lot more stuff coming up, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. And yeah, that's about it. So if you've tried the same tool or a different tool that's kind of similar, let me know your experience down in the comments below. And yeah, if you think this video was useful or interesting, you might want to give me a thumbs up. But that is about it for today. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.